Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we are continuing our Nick Spencer Spider-Man run with The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 10, Green Goblin Returns. Let me read you the back of the book. How far can Spider-Man stretch before he breaks? Nick Spencer and a host of legendary creators celebrate 850 issues of Amazing Spider-Man by pushing the web-slinger harder than ever before. The resurrected Sin Eater has leveled up thanks to Kindred, and just as his reign of terror reaches riot level, the Green Goblin returns. Norman Osborn is back, and his troubled past will haunt both him and Peter Parker. Spidey's been through a lot over the years, but even his worst moments have just been a prelude to this. Can he get by with a little help from his friends? Beatles reference? Miles Morales, Spider-Woman, Ghost Spider, Spider-Girl, and Madam Web assemble as the Order of the Web is born, and nobody cared. Collecting The Amazing Spider-Man 2018 number 48 and 49. Spider-Man, The Sins of Norman Osborn, and material from Free Comic Book Day 2020 Spider-Man Venom by Nick Spencer, Kurt Busiek, Saladin Ahmed, Trad Moore, Jed McVeigh, Mark Bagley, Aaron Cooter, Chris Bacallo, I'm so sorry, Humberto Ramos, huge fan by the way, Ramos, ooh, love Ramos's art, Ryan Otley, Federico Vincentine, Patrick Gleason, John Dell, Cliff Rathburn, Tim Townsend, Victor Orbaz, Orlazba, sorry, David Curell, Edgar DeGallo, Frank D'Armata, Nathan Fairbairn, and Tamara Bonvillain. Wow, imagine if your name was Bonvillain. From Marvel Comics, it doesn't give a rating on the back, but I would say T for teen is probably pretty fair. So, let's get into it. We see the Sin Eater and his fanatics really tearing up the city. They're just attacking innocent people for no reason, for the most part. Really, the Sin Eater has given all these bad, bigoted people just reasons to attack others. We see that Norman Osborn is running Ravencroft, and all these different Spider characters are trying to talk Spider-Man out of saving Norman Osborn from the Sin Eater. They're like, maybe the Sin Eater should take his sins, you know? Like, it's Norman Osborn, one of the worst guys, if not the worst guy you've ever faced. Think of everything he's done to you, right? He is responsible for Harry's death, Flash's death, Gwen's death. So many deaths. Not to mention the countless innocent bodies he's racked up. I mean, it's Norman freaking Osborn, dude. Even Madam Web is like, are you sure you want to do this? Spider-Man makes his choice, and then they're going to go stop him, but they end up not stopping him. They end up helping him, because whatever Sin Eater has planned is horrible. And he can't do it without Norman Osborn's sins. So they end up having to rescue him. But the Sin Eater gives some of his powers to his bigoted followers and cleanses Martin Lee of his sins. So now he has Mr. Negative's powers and can turn people to his cause by force. And if he defeats Norman Osborn, he'll get the Goblin formula powers. But then the Juggernaut shows up. He is the mystery prisoner, who I remember guessing correctly. When I first read this, I was like, is that the Juggernaut? It was the only character I could think it would be, because a lot of others were accounted for. So, the Sin Eater gets the near limitless power of the Juggernaut, Gem of Sidorak. That's pretty insane. And then Norman Osborn and Spider-Man are trying to get out of Ravencroft, and Norman leads Spider-Man into a secret room he had, where he has made more Goblin formula. And Spider-Man has to let him take it. There's a Green Goblin suit, a glider, pumpkin bombs, and other weapons. And Spider-Man and the Green Goblin are fighting alongside each other to defeat these powered-up Sin Eater soldiers and what seems to be a truly unstoppable Sin Eater. Like, Sin Eater with the powers of the Lethal Legion, Overdrive, Mr. Negative, and Juggernaut? Oh my god. He is so powerful. It's really, really insane. Spider-Man and the Green Goblin are like barely holding their own, and it's only because they're both really smart. That's it. That's the only reason. And there's just a lot of fantastic dialogue between Peter and Norman in this. Really just fleshing out their really fucked relationship and stuff and how they feel about each other. It's really incredible. It's an incredible exploration of these characters and how they've affected each other. Really, truly, it is. Quite incredible. But Norman is going to take advantage of Spider-Man's weakened state after fighting Sin Eater and goes to kill him. And then Norman, when Spider-Man and all the other Spider-Folk, called the Order of the Web now, which is kind of a lame name, but whatever, they have him in this little submarine that he built, and he was going to do something horrible to the city. And they never tell us exactly what it is, because now it's foiled. But he kind of realizes that Ghost Spider is Gwen Stacy, and he's like, "You're not my Gwen," and he's kind of implying that he's slept with Gwen and stuff. You remember that Spider-Man story everyone hated, where Gwen Stacy gave birth to secret twins after Norman Osborn impregnated her, and it implied that they had a... It's weird, because it kind of implied it was assault, but also kind of implied that it was consensual, and it was very weird. Terrible story. Nobody talks about it. But I guess Nick Spencer wanted to talk about it, and just his harassment of this Gwen, and him taunting Spider-Man and stuff. Spider-Man's like, you know what? Screw it. I fought through all of that to save Norman Osborn. And for what? So he opens the hatch and he throws him out. And the Sin Eater gets his sins. Uh-oh. And now Kindred's plan is coming to fruition. We also get a little story called The Amazing Spider-Man and All You Need Is, where he fights these little plant monsters. Kind of a cute story. Very interesting art with these strawberry plant creatures. We get one called Four Shoes, with some kind of psychedelic art that many of you may be interested in. And there's one I liked with the Vulture talking with his granddaughter, and then she has a fight with Spider-Man because the Vulture has convinced her that, yeah, he's like a thief and stuff, and he served his time, and Spider-Man's just harassing him. She never knew he was a murderer, even though I'm sure it would be all over the news. So, yeah. And remember in The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3 Hobgoblin, there was some fallout from that. We have reviewed that already. That's from the Zeb Wells run. I know we're kind of mixing up the books, but I'm just kind of reviewing them in the order I want. Let me get some of our free comic book day material, where we see the Vulture trying to do a deal. Spider-Man and Black Cat kind of foil it. I've really been enjoying all this Black Cat stuff. I like Black Cat a lot. Anyway, we get a cool Bruce Timm variant cover for number 49, which is MJ dancing. And a lot of other variant covers for our variant cover gallery, but no sketchbook or anything. So, what are my final thoughts on The Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer, Volume 10, Green Goblin Returns from the 2018 to 2022 run? This one is really good. This one is really good. There's a lot of debate on whether or not they're doing the right thing. There's a lot of really cool art, and just the exploration of Peter and Norman's relationship is insane. We get a all-powerful Sin Eater, and Kindred's plan is once again coming to fruition. I really love this volume. This is an amazing volume. I've read it multiple times. It's really good, and I do highly recommend that you check it out. But that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. as an and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.